And for more than this, we're being joined by a group captain, MG Augustine Vinod, to get us more details. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us on the broadcast at WION World this one. So let me begin by saying that now that we've recovered the black box and we know that the investigation to determine the cause of this fatal crash is underway, what is the next course of action?
Great question. In fact, the Aircraft Accident Investigation Board, I'm also one of the member in the AIB board, or Aircraft Accident Investigation Board of DGCA. Of course, not particularly investigating into this crash, would have constituted, and first evidences that they would be going to would be this particular data that has come from, I mean, it's usually called black box, but in today's age, it is called the DFDR, Digital Flight Data Recorder, which also consists the data from CVR, the Cockpit Voice Recorder. Yesteryears, it used to be recorded on a kind of a film, and you had to, process the film and then take out the data. Today, with DFDR in place, the amount of data that gets recorded is humongous. The reason for that is post-crash analysis becomes easy when you have all the data coming in. Now, I mean, for the understanding of viewers, data like pressures and temperatures from every stages of the engine, control positions, airspeed, altitude, the functioning of the computers, because this aeroplane has umpteen number of computers. Computers for every function there is a computer,
Right.
and not one. In Dreamliner, you have 3 to 4 computers for every function. So all that data comes into DFDR, and all of this will be analyzed. So the start point will be the DFDR, and this in the initial portion or the initial phase of accident investigation is going to be looking at the angle of sabotage and ruling out the angle of sabotage if there is any, or if there is none. Then the rest of the things follow. So that is how the sequence of events are. Hopefully, the preliminary information after the DFDR data is milked out. I am told for 787, the DFDR data milking out facility exists only in US. So most probably the DFDR has to be flown to US, and they will milk it out there, because it is in the dots and dashes, you see. So it is in raw form. So you need to glean the information out of it. And the report hopefully should come out quickly. And the preliminary information from DGCA should be out anytime soon. It needs to be out for simple reason. If there was an electrical issue, or if there was, what they say, Rammer turbine has been deployed, or whatever technical issue, other 787s are grounded because of that. That cannot happen. It is a huge cost to the entire world. So quickly, in the interest of the Boeing, as well as in the interests of the companies which own these aircraft,
Right.
this data needs to be out, and it will come out. I hope it is today or tomorrow, or maybe in a couple of days.
Right.
That will give us exactly what has gone wrong.
Absolutely. Now, just to expand on that a little further, you've pretty much summed it up for us. Of course, right now we do know that the investigation hinges on the testimony of the lone survivor, witnesses if there were any at the time, the CCTV footage of the crash, which will also play a critical role, and of course we've discussed the black box. Now, just talking of the footage, I believe you must have seen that tragic video that has been doing the rounds as well. Just by the looks of it, if you were to assess and perhaps gauge what could have gone wrong, what do you think happened there?
See, aeroplane sinking back into the ground has once an aeroplane takes off fine, it attained a certain attitude after takeoff. Up to that point, it was uneventful. Event started, I think, at about 200, 300 feet from the ground is when the aeroplane started to sink back. the aeroplane sinking back to the ground has only two reasons: loss of lift and loss of thrust. By listening to the engine noise or the engine hum, loss of thrust, I don't know. To me, prima facie, it appears loss of thrust may not be the reason, or maybe a partial reason. The flaps going up, if you look at the video very carefully, the slats are still out. Slats are the leading edge of the wing which comes down. Flaps are the trailing edge of the wing which comes down as well. So the leading edge of the wing is down. So in a certain configuration, you can have the leading edge down and the trailing edge slightly down. So that is something which you can see very clearly in the video. But it is not takeoff flaps as far as I can see. So there has been, and also people are saying RAT is deployed. I'm not able to see that. Maybe the RAT is deployed, ram air turbine. If ram air turbine gets deployed, it is when you have lost all the electricals. As a last measure, the ram air turbine gets deployed, and the electrical is now, again, the aeroplane gets the electrical circuit back. During the period when the RAT is deployed and the RAT is spinning up, the batteries are providing electrical supply, and electrical supply is an absolute requirement for any aeroplane which uses fly-by-wire. So in this case, loss of lift is something that I feel is the reason why the aeroplane sank back into the ground. Over to you.
All right. Well, sir, thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast with your insights on this.
Pleasure.